There is one single skill that you must learn in 2024, and I'll be honest, it's difficult to learn, but once learned, it will set you free for the rest of your life. And I'm not talking about sales, I'm not talking about Facebook ads, web design, coding, or even SEO. Right now, this is you. Let's use you being dropped in the middle of the jungle as an analogy. You're seeking a way out but have no idea where to go with no map or compass. It's just you right here in the middle of the jungle. You try moving one direction, but realize there's just more trees over there, so you decide to move in the other direction and come to the same conclusion. You try once again in a different direction, and you do this repeatedly and find yourself exactly where you started. Only now you've wasted more time, have less energy, and worst of all, are thinking about giving up. So you end up being stuck in the middle of the jungle forever. Does this analogy sound like something you're going through in your real life? Whether it be asking yourself, what business model should I start? What skills should I learn? What career path should I go down? Or even more simple things like, what should I watch tonight? Or where should we go for dinner? Whether it be parents, friends, social media influencers, or the algorithms themselves pushing videos that are recommended for you, that are all trying to guide you down the best path for you. These are all reasons that you're miserable, anxious, and unfulfilled. This brings me to the number one difficult skill of 2024 that you must learn to set yourself free from the chains of society, from the influencers, from the algorithms, and to get off this never-ending death hamster wheel of constantly ending up back in the same place. This number one skill that you must learn will help you develop your own compass so that you can serve yourself as your own guide to your life's destiny. The name of this compass, as I will explain in this video, is something called intuition. Intuition is simply a thing one knows without conscious effort, but rather from instinctive feeling instead of reasoning. Your own subconscious is the gateway to your success. 95% of all of your abilities are subconscious and only 5% of them are conscious. Some of these abilities that are included in this 95% include breathing, walking, and talking. For example, you don't tell yourself to take a breath here and there, or you don't tell your leg to move to walk, or you don't consciously tell your throat to speak, right? These are all abilities that come to you without even thinking. For other tasks, for example, for playing chess or learning a language or solving a math problem, these are all tasks that require us to consciously think and reason to come to a conclusion. While all of these activities do require cognitive effort, however, after time through practice, studying, and just constantly learning, all of these activities can become much more automatic. Let's take professional athletes and the NBA as an example. These athletes that you admire so much and idolize, these people have put in years of effort practicing the same moves, the same shooting routines, everything day in and day out. So when you see them, they're actually not performing all of these moves on a conscious effort, but rather these are coming to them second nature from all of the work that they've put in. In the same way, if you can build intuition into your own life, all of these tasks that come to you through conscious effort can also become second nature. But rather than working on moves day in and day out so that you can become a better basketball player, what if you instead worked on certain areas of your life so that intuition just became second nature to you in every single area of your life, specifically decision making? The reason why so many influencers and so many gurus exist today is because they literally prey and feed on the fact that you have no intuition in your life. They know that you're looking for motivation. They know that you're looking for an easy way out and an easy way to make money. That's why you buy so many courses, and the reason why you have shiny object syndrome is because they know that you're lost. In this video, I'm going to give you 3 tips to build your own intuition that I use to get off of this never-ending hamster wheel and to build my own tuition. And please stick around for the third tip, because the third one is by far the most important. The first step in building your intuition is that you must make decisions more frequently and you must increasingly make them harder. This is simply just known as taking action. There is at least one decision in your life right now that you know that you're procrastinating and putting off, and you must make the decision now and give yourself very little time to do that. I know this sounds scary and that you could potentially just screw up the rest of your life. I promise you will not. Rather, it'll build your confidence and your intuition when you move forward to make your next decisions. Whether it be what school do I want to go to, or what should my major be, or what business model should I start, you need to make that decision now. There's at least one decision in your life that you're just procrastinating and putting off that you must make now. But in regards to smaller decisions, such as what should I eat tonight, or what TV show should I watch, or where should we go today, these decisions need to be made in literal seconds and not the hours, days, and weeks that it takes people to make. By making decisions, you actually start living life and start getting experiences rather than constantly thinking about them. Most people think about a decision their entire lives and never actually make the decision themselves. So it's just a lose-lose scenario because you're just thinking rather than actually living out that experience, and all of that thinking just went to waste. By giving yourself literal seconds to make every decision in your life, especially the smaller ones, you start to learn to take action and make decisions quickly rather than just thinking and procrastinating. By taking action, you gain experience, and when you gain experiences, you start to find the answers that you've always been looking for. The reason why you go to YouTube so much for your questions is because you've never developed your own answers, and you develop your own answers by taking action more frequently. And I just kind of alluded to it, but once you take action, you start to get information back from all of the action you've taken, and this is something called feedback. And feedback leads me to step number 2 in building your intuition. Feedback, in simple terms, is the information that you get from a decision. This can either be positive or negative. Obviously, if you make a decision and it's not the outcome that you wanted, you must learn from this information and pivot accordingly. Making the same mistakes over and over again is obviously just stupid, and that's how you end up being exactly where you started. Instead, like I said, in step 1, make a decision, and in step 2, once you get feedback, learn from that feedback, and then when it comes to making a decision in the future, you now have this information with you to make the correct one. Over time, the more that you make decisions more frequently and you learn from it, you will start to make better decisions, and you will start to make better decisions more frequently. The number one skill that most leaders have, such as CEOs or presidents and stuff like that, is that they are able to make very difficult decisions in a very short period of time, move from it, learn from it, and then again make a new decision quickly. If you want to be successful in any endeavor in your life, you must learn to make decisions quickly and then also learn from it so that you can make another decision immediately. Over time, you'll learn to not only make decisions more quickly, but to also make more high quality decisions, and this will become second nature to you, something known as intuition. Now, as I stated before, the third step is by far the most important, and that is you must learn how to be accountable. Like I said, this is the most important step out of all 3. Being accountable means you must be okay with the decision that you make. As I stated, you will make good decisions and you will also make poor decisions. But regardless of the outcome, you must be okay with the decision that you make. What matters most is that you made a decision that solely came from you, and that you are going to be okay regardless of what the outcome is. By doing this, you shift all the power and control to you rather than to others. If you constantly look for others to blame like most people do, the issue with today is that most people have zero accountability. The reason that they blame themselves for being out of shape or for being broke is that they're always blaming other people, such as I was too busy at work, so I couldn't go to the gym, or the reason I'm not making money is because the economy is bad. When you do this, is that you're always shifting the control and the power to other people, and you'll never be able to actually reach your goals because, again, you're being a victim and you've taken all power and control away from yourself. By being accountable, regardless of the outcome of the decision, it shifts all power and control back to you. Once you learn how to be accountable, you don't need YouTube videos and you don't need gurus to tell you what to do, because you've learned that regardless of what decision that I make based off of my own opinion, I'm going to live with it regardless. Once you learn to be accountable, you will no longer need to always depend on parents, friends, social media influencers for advice, because you've learned not only how to make decisions more frequently, you've learned to get feedback from these decisions, but regardless of what happens, I'm going to be okay because this decision came from me and me alone, and I'm going to live with the outcome. By being accountable, you become independent, and when you become independent, again, you shift all control and power back to you, and that's how you set yourself free. I promise you that if you start deliberately taking more action, also known as making more decisions, you get feedback from these decisions and pivot accordingly, and you start to be accountable. And again, this is the most important step, because I know I said intuition is more of just an instinctive feeling that you don't have to consciously think about. What it really is just unconscious confidence, and accountability is that, meaning that if I'm accountable, I'm going to make a decision regardless of if it's good or bad, and this shifts all control and power back to you. By doing all of these steps, you'll start to develop your own inner compass and your own map to guide you to exactly where you want to go in life. By doing this, you will set yourself free, and you'll no longer need the expert advice that comes from other people when you've been an expert yourself your entire life. I hope this video helps you, and I hope to see you in the next one. Peace.